From the New York Times, U.S. to withdraw diplomats from Iraq amid Iran tensions. The Washington Post says U.S. shrinks presence in Middle East amid fears of Israeli strike on Iran. And this is big. Not this one right here. Where's the... here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have terrifying news. This is the Pentagon Pizza Index. It's spiking. That is... When you take a look at the pizza restaurants in and around the Pentagon, you'll see they are busier than usual. What does that mean? It means there's a lot of people who are working late at the Pentagon right now, so they're ordering lots of pizza for them, which usually implies war. Damn.
Yeah, or some kind of military
Is there
action.
like a Chinese food one as well?
Index?
Yeah, is there a Chinese food index?
Well, I'm sure it's all the food around.
It's all just be
Pentagon.
pizza.
But Trump says, I'll play the audio.
Could you provide an update on Iran? We're hearing reports that U.S. personnel are being moved out of the region within striking distance.
Well, they are being moved out because it could be a dangerous place, and we'll see what happens. But they are been. We've given notice to move out, and we'll see what happens.
Is there anything that can be done to dial the temperature down in the region?
They can't have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon. We're not.
So the concern now, Israel is prepared to strike Iran, whether we are going to or not. Trump has told Israel end the war in Gaza now and stop the Iran threats, but Israel may do it anyway. And then, they're going to attack us next.
Wait, we're going to get attacked by
What, Iran?
Iran is going to attack U.S. interests in the Middle East. That's why Donald Trump is pulling our personnel out. Yeah. So maybe that means Trump is trying to avoid getting us dragged into a war with Iran. But the big concern right now is everyone's getting very bullish on the prospect of a war with Iran kicking off soon.
I mean, that's the end game. That's what they really want, is to hit Iran. I mean, so hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't see... I know that there are people that want to, and I'm not trying to make the argument that there aren't people that want there. I just can't for the life of me see the benefit to the U.S. for striking Iran. Like, I really don't think that they have the capacity to make a nuclear weapon now. I do understand that they can spin one up. Like, once you can enrich uranium, you can enrich it as far as you need to. But, like, I don't think that there's a big desire to have a nuclear weapon. And I think that attacking the U.S. after Israel strikes them is the worst option, because that guarantees U.S. involvement. There's a lot of people that would look at the situation going on between Trump and Netanyahu and be like, maybe we shouldn't strike the U.S. and then maybe that won't draw the U.S. into it, And it's better for Iran that the U.S. doesn't get involved. Like, no matter whether you're pro war with Iran or not, like if the U.S. gets involved with Iran is going to get. There's going to be significantly more damage to the Iranian infrastructure and to Iranian lives than if it's just Israel and Iran.
So how does the U.S. ramp up pressure, as it say? Like, what is it? What are the screws that they put to Israel to ramp up the pressure?
I feel like it's just Donald Trump texting you over and over and over. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
See Melania there? She's the one who looks like she just bombed first and asked questions later.
Yeah, she's ready.
Like, every time they ask her a question, she just looks mad.
She's just hot. Even at her age, she's hot.
Maybe Barbara F. Walter, this is a woman who worked for the CIA and wrote a book claiming civil war is coming, said Trump will start a massive international war so that he can run for a third term.
Yeah, that's the only...
That's the response.
The exact
appropriate response.
I mean, like, I imagine he just nobody who golfs that much wants to start a world war so that he can be in charge more.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just wants to finish in golf, right?
I don't know. Apparently, he wants to have a military parade on his birthday.
Again, like
the Army's birthday?
Well, that's a coincidence. It doesn't matter what Trump says. It's always the opposite to these people.
It doesn't matter what Trump says. They'll believe what they want to believe.
I mean, that's the joke. Trump could save a small child from a burning building, and they'd claim he was hurting the child.
Yeah.
Taking him into the cold Now he's freezing. What are you doing?
Terrible man. Trump stole fuel from the fire.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I used to kind of be critical of him when he would, kind of fan the flames of the way the media treated him. He'd say things that were purposely inflammatory, but at a certain point, it was like, look, it doesn't matter anyways. They're going to misinterpret everything you say. No human being is that capable of just ignoring it for long enough. So just say whatever you want because they're going to misinterpret it anyways.
Just be honest, because like you said, whatever he says is going to be bad. Just be honest and tell everybody what's really going on rather than trying to be their friend and you still get treated like garbage.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. And that's the other thing is that it's very clear that he kind of still pines for the mainstream media's love and affection. He did love being the media darling. It was kind of quintessential to his personality in the 90s. And I think that he misses that on a certain level, which is why he will still give media interviews to everybody that hates him.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing that he wants more than for everyone to like him.
Yeah.
Well, it matters because when you're looking at the media, that's how public perception is shaped. So if you're just evil, hateful, negative person in the media, that's going to affect you trying to actually be the president and run the country.
It is funny how we always make this joke that if Democrats just figured out if they schmoozed Trump, he'd give them everything, but they won't. They attack him, so he takes it. Imagine if Iran figured it out. Just the Ayatollah's like the smartest man I've ever seen. He is the smartest man. He is brilliant. Trump would be like, I like this country. Yeah. What do you want? You want a nuclear weapon? Take two.
Take two.
Oh, the football. We have the football here. You want to borrow it?
You want to take a look? Wow. Oh, Trump, you're so smart. I mean, we love you so much.
You want the codes? I know all the codes. I have the best codes.
No, they're like, someone as smart as you still couldn't possibly remember all the codes, could you? Of course I could. I remember all of it. Well, prove it. You're so great. Of course. It's 7G91.
That's a good Trump, by the way. Good impression.
Wow, yeah. Thank you.
It's true. The more you compliment Donald Trump, the more he likes you. And something we've said multiple times. If the left weren't so busy hating and being angry and just thought for 1 second, let's just schmooze this guy, he would have been right on their side.
What's funny is I think I'm reminded of Men in Black, the movie, right? Everybody's seen it. And they're sitting on the bench, J and K, and he says, there's always an apocalypse or Carillion death ray or something. And the only way these people get by is they do not know about it. And I think about that's not just from a movie. I mean, that's true. There's crises happening all over the world that we don't know about. And I even have friends that go overseas on special missions for things just like in the movies. It's not really like in the movies, but the missions are, right? They'll say, hey, these bad guys have kidnapped a bunch of, individuals and they've stolen, weapons. And then the good guys run in there and they take out the bad guys. It's not like the movies because you're not going through a maze of weird traps or anything. You're landing in the desert in the middle of the night with night vision and taking out the bad guys. But these things are real. But I wanted to point out, concerning the tensions between Iraq and, not Iraq, Iran and Israel, people don't realize just how close you can be to nuclear annihilation. There was a guy named a hacker. You know what? Okay, I'll just say this. This is the story that I was told. And maybe it's not true, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's a hacker named Weave. That's what he calls himself. He got arrested and charged of his AT&T thing a long time ago. But I was told the real reason that they arrested him was because he prank called Pakistan with a fake Indian accent, spoofing the phone number of the Indian, governmental building, saying, F you, we're going to nuke you, screw you. And then the guy started screaming back at him saying, screw you. And then when the U.S. found out, they were like, we don't know if that's illegal or not.
Or not.
Yeah, because he just and so I had, the rumor was he very nearly could have started a nuclear war between India and Pakistan by doing that. And there are people that do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Never before has something been so legally dubious but nearly apocalyptic.
It's like, can we charge him for prank calling a foreign country? It's like we don't have jurisdiction over that. He pranked Pakistan.
Well, then what if
I
Pakistan?
suppose there's some kind of foreign policy interference thing. Maybe I don't know. He wasn't engaging on behalf of the United States.
I do imagine that it's illegal to start an international conflict.
Starting war is
I think
generally
so.
frowned upon unless you're Congress.
I don't know what the statute is.
You could find something. I mean, they found something to get Trump on. You could
Logan
find
Act,
something for that guy.
right?
Yeah, but that's on behalf of the United States.
Well, what if Pakistan's like, we want him like extradited here to stand trial for prank calling us, and we're like, look, for the sake of preventing nuclear war, we're gonna have to send you over there, man. I'm sorry.
Look, man, can't you
Nice
guys
trip.
just get a sense of humor about this? You know, nothing happened, no harm, no foul.
You could be a comedian in Pakistan, sir.
Yeah. This just in, they have no sense of humor over there.
This just in, Pax don't
Pakistan.
think it's
So
funny.
I asked ChatGPT. It says there is no specific law that says it is illegal to try and start a nuclear war between two other countries. And then it goes on to say, however, there are laws they could try to apply to that kind of action.
yeah,
Of course.
But I'm not entirely convinced.
I mean, America
Because
right now.
almost all of these laws in the U.S. are about the U.S. and its allies.
Yeah.
So if you like convince Russia and China to go at it,
Well, yeah, America's like, look, we don't want anybody to start a nuclear war, but we're
Hilarity
perfectly
ensues.
happy to help two other countries start a war with each other.
Right.
I mean, history says
America loves that.
Yeah, there's
The proxy wars, that's their favorite
Yeah.
thing.
There's no denying that that's one of the United States' favorite pastimes.
Would you like some rifles? Yes. Would you like some grenades? Yes.
Well, what do you know?
well, my friends, let's jump to probably the most important story of our lives. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.